a record crowd, a sellout of 7,000 inside Maples Pavilion. Tonight against number 12 Washington, the Cardinals are going to try and stop history by ending a 10-meet conference losing streak. But it won't be easy. Good energy already inside of Maples. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Watson alongside Amanda Borden, who has been avoiding me through the first month of the season. Finally caught up with her here on the farm, where both teams come in with a mixed bag. Both teams are ranked in the top 25, but both teams are coming off losses. So the question, Amanda, how do they get better tonight?
Well, both teams struggled on the balance beam. So for Stanford, they made lineup changes. And for Washington, they changed skills in their leadoff routine. The coaches are both confident in their changes. However, they're ready to see their teams and how they respond.
Washington comes in as the number 12 team in the country, and head coach Elise Ray Stats, well, she's taken them to the Nationals in her first 2 seasons. She says she was a little disappointed with the first home meet jitters last week in a loss to Oregon State, and now says they are refocused and committed on each task.
And she's counting on her upperclassmen, including Ebony Roberson. She is having an incredible season, including coming off a career all-around high. Her coaches are so proud. She said she's an inspiration in the gym because she's worked so hard to get to where she is as a junior. She leads this team by example every single day and has been the driving force that has glued this team early in the season. She's also delivering 9 nines on multiple events.
Now, Roberson has won 4 on her own this year, and a season best in the all-around last week, 39.475. That's a pretty big number nationally, not just here in the conference. Meanwhile, for Stanford, they're number 24, and Tabitha Yim said, hey, last week against UCLA, she was actually really happy, especially with the vault and the bars. This is a young team, and she says, we're looking for balance right now across all 4 events, but I'm seeing growth.
Well, she has definitely counted on one of their sophomores, Kyla Bryant. She brings energy and fun to her gymnastics and to this Stanford team. She is a powerful athlete. She has high-flying skills on every single event. Last week, she delivered big performances, big scores all around, starting on the vault, power-packed, her uneven bars, high-flying skills, dynamic all across. It's her consistency that has brought added depth to this team. But you can see every single performance how much she loves gymnastics. It's something that I love to see. It's also contributed to her success. She has been undefeated in the all-around this season.
Yeah, she is dynamic. 10 wins already, ranked 13th in the all-around. Washington and Stanford have met 32 times in dual meets, and each team has won 16. It's the Gym Dogs of UW and the Cardinal of Stanford, and it's live on the Pac-12 Network from Maples. Cool night on the farm. It has been raining in the Bay Area, and they had some high winds earlier today. Expecting more of the same tomorrow, so come on indoors at Maples Pavilion. It's a different feel. Last week UCLA was here, defending national champions. They really promoted the meet and sold it out. Tonight, a lot of gymnastics diehards have found their way through the weather. Stanford is going to come in as the number 24 team in the country. They're ranked number 20 on the vault. This is a team that is trying to hit 49 across the board. They're looking for consistency. If you're looking for a dichotomy between these 2 teams, Stanford is kind of up and down in its rankings between events, where Washington is ranked in the top 25 on all 4 of its events. They will start on the bars, of course, in the Olympic order as the road team. It is one of their strongest events as number 13 in the country. Well, since Elise Ray Stats took over on Montlake, Washington has become a really good team in this conference and now a factor nationally. People are talking about UW.
Well, when I had a chance to talk to her before the competition started, ultimately it's about this team really buying into the culture. And for both of these coaches, they are new head coaches. Tabitha Yim at Stanford, and they both are just excited about the growth and opportunity that they're seeing from their teams.
Kaylee Cole will start us off. The home team goes first on the vault. She should be in 3 events. She's been on vault, bars, and floor in every meet, and she's big leadoff. In fact, she leads off usually on all 3 of those events and likes to talk to somebody right before she starts her program. She kind of looks for that little distraction, somebody to pump her up, and then she gets the green flag from the judges, and away we go. The first of 48 routines. Kaylee Cole for Stanford on the vaults.
Yurchenko layout fall, the most common vault we see in collegiate gymnastics.
She had a 9.75 on that vault last week against UCLA. Season best came the week prior, a 9.8 over at California. The lineup for Washington on the uneven bars, and you see there's a lot of veterans there with juniors and seniors throughout, beginning with Maya Washington. I don't think it's enough credit. Bars, beam, and floor in every meet so far this year. Her last two on the bars have been her best two, 9.8s.
Aggressive opening into that combination. Ginger directly connected down to that low bar. On the uneven bars, judges looking for the form, the lines, but those big releases, and when they're connected together, makes for a great performance. Big dismount way above the bar. Could see she separated her feet. That gave her a better chance to stick that landing. It is a small deduction, but she really started the routine out with an aggressive rhythm, flying right to that handstand. But this was the impressive part. Look at the Ginger, legs glued together. That's one of the most challenging parts on any of those twisting elements.
Just a 9.675 for Kaylee Cole on the opening mark, and again, 6 will compete, 5 will score. Here's Taryn Fitzgerald, 9.7 on this last week against UCLA, looking for more here.
Well, because it's such a common vault, the judges see it over and over, and so it gives them the ability to separate. They're looking for position coming onto the table, which affects the height. She didn't get a great block, so she didn't have the amplitude they're looking for, and of course the pike down as well. So those are all small deductions. That vault also starts from a 9.95, so even if it's done perfect, the best score you can get is a 9.95.
Still waiting on our opening score on the bars for Maya Washington. You notice that both teams are wearing the black and pink Leos tonight, so we'll try and keep them separated for you, especially on these close-ups. Next up will be Geneva Thompson. Geneva Thompson, a sophomore from Puyallup down at the end of Puget Sound. And on this event, her best this year came on the road against Arizona, a 9.85. They would love that score right here.
Well, very clean routine so far. Nice form, good positions, that final handstand, wow! Aggressive, had to save it, small deduction. But you talk to the coaches, you want them to learn how to go aggressive now. Hit those handstands, that's the only thing that can get you to that 9.9 range. She had beautiful combination work, but this final cast handstand, it's the one most come up short. She went a little hard, and you can see she goes right to that arch, pulls that head through, but incredible core strength. Pulls back. She will get a small deduction, but honestly, most coaches will say, hey, that's a good mistake. Way to be aggressive.
Her head coach, Elise Ray Stats, came over with a hug and the smile and said, that a way to save it. 9.7. A score for Taryn Fitzgerald. First time tonight, Kyla Bryant.
Oh. Ooh. Wow. It looks like her hand might have slipped a little bit.
Yeah, that just looked a little awkward. You can see on her face.
Yeah, let's take a look as she comes into the table.
Yeah, that right hand. Yeah.
Right hand, when she went to twist, completely slipped. That affects the rotation and the height. She is very powerful gymnast. She knew exactly what to do to get it to her feet, but definitely not her normal vault.
And vault has been pretty strong for her, dating all the way back to last year. She's always good for a 9.8 or better, back-to-back 9.775s. Opening for Washington, Ebony Roberson, the best all-around gymnast for the Gym Dogs. She has a win already on bars, and coming off a 9.9 against Oregon State to win the event a week ago in Seattle.
And so far, another great routine, finishing double out. Small hop forward there on the landing.
Tried to cover it.
Yeah, when I talked to the coaches about her, they said, you know what? She's inspiring because as a freshman, she had trouble competing. She didn't know how to handle the pressure, and through time and work and listening to every little opportunity the coaches gave her, learning lessons, she now has kind of found her rhythm and really stepping up into a leadership role. And it's showing up in her gymnastics, which is always so fun to watch.
Well, this has always been a good event for her all the way back to Junior Olympics. She was the national champion on this event in 2016. It's translated to the collegiate level. Just a 9.7 for Bryant, but it could have been much worse, and she avoided a chance at injury as well by straightening herself out in the air. Rachel Flam.
Difficult vault. Wow. Unbelievable. That's not the vault you normally see, and that's exactly what they needed. They kind of got a slow start here on the vault. She does the Yurchenko entry, but she comes onto the table in a forward front handspring and has to do a front pike. It's a blind landing. It takes tremendous power. You have to have enough rotation and a very clean landing.
Yeah, her teammates ran all the way down the runway to greet her. They reacted to it immediately. She had a 9.8 last week on that vault, a 9.875 the week before. The score should be somewhere right in between. 9.825 for Roberson. And now Monica Riley waits for the green. Riley on this event. Season high came in a great meet for Washington, which was down in Tucson a couple of weeks ago. She had a 9.875, but she was all Pac-12 and ranked in the top 25 last year on this event.
Combination work on the low bar, right up to the high bar. Small leg separation, trying to get enough momentum to swing that to handstand. Winding up for the dismount. Wow. Great landing. At this point in the season, for a lot of these teams, it's about putting the details in. In fact, when I talked to the coaches earlier, they said, we start the practice with detail. Every stretch, every mat goes in place, and those are the things that contribute to details like that. Perfect landings. And at the end of the season, it does come down to every little tenth that you can save. Yeah,
there's big skills in gymnastics, but it really is all about the details, right? Because we just saw that on the vault with Kyla Bryant. Just the little details about getting your hands set on the block on the table. Elisa Yu, who's kind of the backbone of this team and just is consistent and reliable.
Like that. Beautiful.
She's been on vaults and bars in every meet this year, and her best came at California 2 weeks ago, 9.85. She had a 9.825 on the same vault last week against the Bruins here at Maples.
Yeah, nice power, position, straight body all the way through that full twist. You could see her arms opening up. She was setting for that landing.
So the scores were going in the right direction for Stanford, smallest to biggest. Kind of bouncing around here, 3 9.775. So remember, 5 will count, you'll drop your low score. Madison Kopiak. Kopiak's been on 3 events in each meet, leaving out the floor. And she's ranked 21st in the country and has a win on bars.
Nice Jaeger combination to start the routine. Oh, wow, another.
Gotta fight it.
Oh, not able to hold on to it. So
it looked like she had saved it and then lost it a second time.
Wow, finishing. You know what? I like the aggressiveness of getting to those handstands. That's always a tough mistake because as a gymnast, quite often you come up short on the handstand, not because you can't do it, because you don't want to tip over like that.
Yep.
So the routine started aggressive, high-flying Jaeger way above the bar, lots of power down to that release. But here's where the problem happened. She goes up, see that arch in her back. It looks like she saved it, but that gives you a great angle. Majority of her body was on the other side of the bar, so she'll get a deduction for tipping that over.
9.825 for Elisa Yu. What did we say? She's so reliable. And again, numbers getting heavy at the end of the rotation, and they hand off to Grace Garcia. They're going to want to drop that opening 9.675. Obviously, they want something up in the 9.8s, but anything 9.7 or better, and they're going to keep it. Ooh. Wow. Just didn't seem to get a good block off the table. Never got the amplitude needed.
Yeah, that's a tough vault. That forward entry takes a lot of power. And you got to make sure you get that hand placement and get enough height on off the table.
Meantime, Washington will want to drop Kopiak's 9.25. And that means Michaela Nelson has to come through. No room for error. On the bars this year, Washington has been averaging better than 49. The judges are having a little discussion over at the bar, so we'll give them a minute to straighten things out. 49 is a pretty good number on any event. If you went 49 on all 4 events, you'd go 196. It's a respectable number. This time of year, you want to see scores creeping up 197 and above 197. And the best teams in the country will hit 198 on multiple occasions during the year. So are they talking about Kopiak's score?
I believe so. It looks like it dropped a 10th down to a 9.15.
And of course, if Nelson comes through, it's not going to matter what that score is because that'll be the one they put the red line through.
Well, and this is Michaela's first bar routine of the season. She's been out with a knee injury.
Yeah, had a meniscus, had surgery in the summertime. They've been bringing her back slowly, so do the arm events tonight, probably not the leg events. And hey, welcome back. We need a 9-8 from you.
Nice swing there. Calm and in control. Moving back down to that low bar.
Oh, she's showing
the
patience.
dismount. Combination work at the end. Giant full right on top. Clean double top.
Oh, Michaela
Great
Nelson.
landing.
Wow, she just salvaged that rotation for them after Kopiak's fall, and the fact she hadn't been up. There had to be some jitters over on that Washington bench, but she comes through, and check out the dismount.
Well, she's always been a solid competitor for this team. In fact, the coaches said, we're happy to have her on bars. We're hoping to get her back on beam and floor ASAP, and you can see why. Came through when she needed it.
Michaela Nelson has been on the shelf since summertime, comes back in a big way. Meantime, Kyla Bryant will retape and regroup as they move to the bars. We'll give you the scores when we come back to Maples on the Pac-12 Network.